This is ABC 7 News at 6. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilgus. Thank you for joining us. Scott has the night off. First this evening, the Republican National Convention is now underway in Cleveland, Ohio. The theme of this first day, Make America Safe Again, with a focus on recent violence, national security, immigration, and foreign policy. Many Trump family members are scheduled to take the stage this week. The presumptive nominee's campaign manager saying that they want to show who Donald Trump is as a person, not just a candidate. And there was already some commotion inside the Quicken Loans Arena late this afternoon. Trump supporters squashed a state-by-state roll call vote on the rules that will govern the convention. Anti-Trump delegates collected signatures calling for this vote. And ABC 7 has live team coverage this week of the RNC. ABC 7's Ray Collins and Alan Cohn are both in Cleveland covering the latest developments. They join us now live from the Quicken Loans Arena.
Good afternoon, Haley. The big question going into this convention was, would there be more protest inside the convention hall or outside? Well, today we learned so far inside, as you mentioned, the Never Trump movement. It was their last stand. They tried to force a rules change to require votes on the rules by every state delegation. And when that failed, this convention floor erupted in chaos. And it went on for quite some time with some delegates actually throwing their credentials down on the floor of the convention. Our day started earlier today at the Embassy Suites nearby with the Florida delegation, and what they were asking Trump's senior strategist here in Florida is, what about the ground game? Because there were been some reports that the Trump campaign office is closed and they have not been doing much while Secretary Clinton's campaign is up and running across Florida. And this is what the strategist told us earlier today.
There's a little bit of a pause because we're restructuring and we're recalibrating and we're adding resources and we're combining resources. And so what that means is that maybe there's not the same level of activity that they had in the primary, and so people are getting anxious and antsy. So our biggest problem is actually getting enough of our volunteers engaged with activities.
Right. So now back to party unity. Ray Collins has been talking to Florida delegates and delegates on the Suncoast. And Ray, after what happened today, what are our local delegates saying?
Well, certainly an eventful day, Alan, but it wasn't from Florida. In fact, I talked to some Suncoast delegates, John Colon among them, an alternate delegate who's also on the school board in Manatee County, and he says, make no mistake, the Suncoast is indeed unified behind Donald Trump.
I think, this convention's done a lot of good for everybody so far. The people who were never Trump are not being heard from again. I think that the Pence appointment did a lot to bring our party more together. I think that his values are good American values, and I think Mr. Trump will get good advice from him.
So we are between the afternoon and evening sessions right now, quiet right now on the floor, unlike 4 o'clock this afternoon. Donald Trump will be here tonight. Usually they don't arrive until later in the week, but tonight the nominee will be here on Monday night. Also speaking tonight, his wife Melania, former governor of Texas Rick Perry, also 2 actors, Antonio Sabato Jr., and of course Chachi, Scott Baio. He's here.
Okay, thanks, Ray. And of course, coming up in just an hour on ABC News, ABC 7 at 7, we will have interviews with our local delegation and our roundtable discussion. Reporting live in Cleveland, I'm Alan Cohn along with Ray Collins for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Alan and Ray, thank you. And we're learning more tonight about yesterday's Baton Rouge shooting that left 3 officers dead and a 4th fighting for his life. Investigators are looking into the background of Gavin Long, a former Marine who used an AR-15 style rifle in the attack. Officials say he wanted to kill cops and made postings online saying, quote, fighting back was the way to bring social change. The fallen officers Montrell Jackson, Matthew Gerald, and Brad Garofalo are all being remembered for their service and dedication. And in the wake of that attack, law enforcement across the country on high alert. Departments are warning their officers to be aware of those potential threats. Bradenton Police Chief Melanie Bevan says she doesn't think it's necessary to have 2 officers ride together in a car, but she is warning her officers to trust their instincts, wait for backup, and stay extra vigilant.
We need to be aware of the threats that are out there and take every possible means of safety measures that we can to protect ourselves, because keeping ourselves safe keeps our community safe.
The Manatee County Sheriff's Office says today it's not changing any aspect of its protocol, but is warning officers to be prepared. And now we'll head over to Bob and get a check on our forecast on this Monday evening.
Thanks, Haley. Yeah, a little bit of a breeze today coming out of the east, a little stronger than the past week and a half or so. So no sea breeze developing this afternoon. So no convergence set up, and that usually means the storms aren't as intense as they normally can be. You can see that easterly wind flow all day long coming from the basically east to the west, pushing these storms out into the Gulf of Mexico. So they're not hanging around very long, but they have been producing some pretty heavy rainfall, especially near Northport, Venice, and Inglewood earlier. But that activity now has since moved offshore and will continue to do so. It has cooled things down a bit too after some highs today into the mid-90s. One in Charlotte Harbor heading toward Rotunda. That activity again pushing off toward the west, producing quite a bit of lightning strikes there. Not much in Manatee County. Had a few brief showers near Parrish earlier. That has since moved on. Elsewhere, some isolated storms into Highlands County. All that pushing off to the west. I'll let you know if this pattern is going to change throughout the rest of this week. Coming up in just a few minutes. Haley.
Thank you, Bob. A mother in Inglewood says she made a disturbing discovery at a local park. She says she and her 3 small children found needles lying out in the open at the Inglewood Rec Center last week. She took a photo of one, throwing it away, and then found another just a few minutes later. The mother wants to warn others to be cautious at the park.
As of now, I'm not going back because that's just, I don't want my kids around things like that, you know, and if there's people there doing that kind of stuff, what if we go there, why they're there, if it is a junkie getting high, why my kids are playing there, I don't want them to see that.
The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office the training facility is right next door. They told us today they haven't received any complaints about drugs in that park. After a string of vehicle burglaries this weekend, the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office is reminding residents to lock their cars. Deputies responded to several incidents in the Fruitville and Cattleman corridors, including at Benderson Park. One arrest was made. This is a problem local authorities have been dealing with throughout the year. In February, Sarasota police made arrests after investigating a possible 40 burglaries in city parking garages, all of which involved unlocked cars. In Manatee County, meanwhile, sheriff's investigators are looking into 4 yacht burglaries that took place at Galati's Marina on Anna Maria Island. All 4 vessels were out of the water in the dry dock area. Various items were stolen from 3 of the 4, including a shotgun and handgun. Anyone with information is asked to call the sheriff's office or Crime Stoppers. Potential changes to Sarasota County's comprehensive plan are not sitting well with everyone. Straight ahead, what the concern is over and how the county is responding. Plus, later in our series, A Place We Call Home, we take you to Hidden River.
Local coverage of the Republican National Convention on ABC 7 News is brought to you by Stolarski Orthopedic and Age Vital Compounding Pharmacy.
Need new windows? Buy direct from the factory. New South Window is having a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Buy 4 windows, save 25%. Buy 6 windows, save 30%. Buy 8 or more windows and save 35%. How? Because New South owns the factory and you cut out the middleman. Award-winning, energy-efficient windows and doors installed with a lifetime warranty. New South Windows are made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers. Visit newsouthwindow.com or call now.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Getting older shouldn't mean giving up all the things she loves to do. It should just mean, well, finding new ways to do them. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to provide help with personal care, housekeeping, and of course, meal preparation.
Oh, that smells so good.
Oh, and it tastes good too.
We can provide the right care right at home.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish, Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little Sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7.
The convention's going to be terrific. We have great speakers. We have fantastic speakers.
The presumptive presidential nominee is ready for Cleveland. Actors, athletes, and even a few GOP stalwarts are coming out for the show that is the Republican National Convention. I'm Alan Cohn. We'll have that story and more as we broadcast live from Cleveland.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
The plan Sarasota County uses to determine community goals and aspirations for development is changing. Commissioners have voted unanimously to update the language in the comprehensive plan in 81 different areas. ABC 7's Bobeth Yates is joining us now to explain. Bobeth.
Well, the changes include replacing words like shall with other words like encourage. But some say the minor changes could have major impacts on development.
It's a scandal of the utmost magnitude.
Dan Lobeck with the group Control Growth Now is concerned with the current efforts to update Sarasota County's comprehensive plan. The document determines the community's goals for development by outlining planning policies for transportation, utilities, land use, recreation, and housing.
Our comprehensive plan right now is a balance between the developers and the public interest. That's about to be destroyed now that the developers have bought and sold our county commission. This is going to have huge impacts if it's allowed to stand.
Lobeck's concerns stem from the county voting to update the language in the comprehensive plan in different areas, among them traffic concerns.
Right now there's something called concurrency. It requires developers to do a report on their traffic impacts throughout that part of the county. They're going to repeal that. So all the developer has to do is show how people get in and out and around their development.
Lobeck says the 81 proposed changes could ultimately change what Sarasota is today. But county officials say the changes are not meant to harm the county, but help it.
We'll be getting close to about 500,000 in resident population in Sarasota County. So we'll be looking at the kinds of things that are important for the form of development.
County Planning Manager Alan Parsons says there has not been an update to the comp plan in about 10 years. And at the time the current plan was enacted, the population and the county's goals were different.
Most of our development is west of I-75, so that's where we put our focus on what we call infill, which is filling in places that haven't actually developed yet.
Still, Lobeck worries the changes will benefit developers and not the community.
They're about to gut 81 important protections for nature, neighborhoods, mobility, all to reimburse the developers for their wealthy campaign contributions.
Now, the suggested changes are being reviewed by state officials. After that, the changes will be sent back to the county for a second public hearing and vote on October 25th. Back to you.
Thank you, Bobeth. And Bob will be back with your forecast.
It's time for My Suncoast's Bark in the Park with the Bradenton Marauders at McKechnie Field. Bring your best friend and let them run the bases July 24th at 1 p.m. Visit BradentonMarauders.com for info. Sponsored by ABC 7.
At ABC 7, our entire weathercast is dedicated to the Suncoast, and now we bring it to you like never before with the all-new official Suncoast forecast. Beach and boating forecast. The winds will be out of the northwest at 10 knots.
Now, with the most advanced graphics and technology, we bring you weather where you live, pinpointing right down to your neighborhood. Zooming into the Sarasota Bayfront.
The all-new official Suncoast forecast, only on ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, it's all about getting more for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. Stop by to see our new state-of-the-art showroom today, and you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet, a new 2016 Subaru Forester, for just $229 a month. Complimentary maintenance included at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Looks like we're getting another new neighbor.
Now you could be the millionaire next door. Play Monopoly Florida Edition scratch-off games with a top prize of $5 million. The Florida Lottery. Just imagine.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
Well, Bob, we love it when we get some, at least some clouds, if not some storms, to cool us down a little.
And this is a little different, too. East wind keeping things a little bit drier in terms of humidity. So the oppressive heat indices up to 100, 105 aren't present, but temperature did warm to 95 degrees, close to a record today. But that easterly wind flow keeping things rather quick moving as far as showers go. Get a look at the Casey Key webcam review from about 3 o'clock this afternoon. You can see those showers moving off into the Gulf of Mexico, not onshore, and that's a direct result of a stronger easterly component to our wind flow, and that usually does not allow for showers to develop along the sea breeze front because it never really gets going. Tomorrow, maybe a little bit better chance to move just about a mile or two inland, so we could see more storms kind of developing right near the coast. But today, a different story. You can see the general flow again from the east to the west, moving pretty quickly. The storms have been rather heavy across parts of Northport and South Sarasota County near Venice. That action now is off into the Gulf of Mexico. Other showers are still out there. But as the sun gets to setting here after 8:30, around 8:30 or so, we'll see fewer storms popping up here and there as we have had over the past several nights. A few showers well southeast of Punta Gorda, some near Rotunda, and a few into Highlands County, south of Sebring. But you'll notice the overall coverage is not all that great. That's, again, a direct result of that sea breeze not setting up the convergence factor that you normally see. And we're gonna see this similar played out, another pattern like this again played out again tomorrow afternoon. But by Wednesday, it looks like a little bit better chance for more wider coverage and heavier storms too, I do believe. Heat index not a factor. It's cooled now to 86. The dew point 70, which is fairly low. Winds out of the east northeast at 13. The pressure 30-15, and that continues to rise. The high today 1 degree shy of the record. 96 degrees was the high, 97 the record set in 1989, and 78 was the morning low. No rainfall to report officially at the Sarasota Bradenton Airport. Looks like we'll end it that way too, with most of the rain now off into the Gulf. Temperatures statewide into the mid to upper 80s, 88 degrees in Miami now. Same in Key West and a couple degrees cooler in Jacksonville, 85 in Orlando. Still 90 though in Lakewood Ranch and Bradenton, 87 now or in Cortez, the same in Sebring. Avon Park is cooled down to 81 degrees as a result of some recent rain. Venice Gardens looking pretty good now at 81. And as far as the overall moisture content in the atmosphere goes, there was a little patch of dry air. You just kind of saw it, see it work its way into the East Coast earlier today and then stretching off to our area. So that was in play today. I think a little bit more moisture tomorrow. We'll keep an eye on this little upper level low spinning off the Atlantic that does have some dry air, but that dry air is starting to moisten up with each passing hour, so may not be a big factor down the road. Futurecast indicating a few spotty showers still lingering up until about 9, 10 o'clock, and then skies clear out. Fair tomorrow. Showers moving pretty quickly again from the east to the west overhead, and a little bit better chance for some coastal showers, I think, developing. And then on Wednesday, similar conditions, sunny skies to start the day off, and showers and storms scattered about in the afternoon and evening. In the tropics, all is quiet right now. There's an area down south, and that's near Central America, but the news is it's spreading well to the west now, and its interaction with land will inhibit it from developing into anything as far as tropical weather systems are concerned, and pretty quiet throughout the Gulf of Mexico. Temperature right now in Cleveland, temperatures into the mid-80s there. Pittsburgh nearby, 85 degrees. Buffalo at 85, 91 though in Rapid City, so it's warmer there than it is here right now, as well as Dallas topping out at 93. Boaters, northeast winds, a little bit of a west coast sea breeze trying to develop a light chop in the bays and inland waters. The water temperature now at 88 degrees. UV index will be high. The low tide upcoming just before 8 o'clock. Another one at 6:20 tomorrow morning. Tonight, a few evening storms are still possible. That rain chance, so at 20%. Clearing after midnight. And then tomorrow, more storms, I think, along that coastal locations. But heavy rain is possible. A little bit more moisture content in the atmosphere will allow some heavier rain to develop, and I think the rain chances staying pretty close to seasonal averages right on in through the next 7 days. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. The emergency room can be a stressful place for patients, but walk-in clinics may not be equipped to handle certain medical emergencies. The Center for Urgent Care in North Lakewood Ranch is now offering another option. The facility has sophisticated equipment that is found in standard ERs for emergency room patients dealing with non-life-threatening conditions.
Working here, it makes a big difference because we're able to treat most of the conditions that you will be able to see in most ERs.
The equipment that we have here, like say the CAT scan machine, we're able to take care of a patient who, for example, fell and hit their head, or a kid who at the playground had a concussion.
More than 220 emergency patients have been treated at this facility since it opened its doors 6 weeks ago.
Hi, I'm Linda Carson. Coming up, we'll take you to a community where you can have your plane and your horse in your backyard while you're fishing on the river. Hi friends, I'm Linda Carson from ABC7 and the Suncoast View. Bring your blankets and your dance moves and join me July 29th at the Van Wezel for Friday Fest on the Bay. Reggae band Ja Mufa will be grooving on stage playing feel-good music guaranteed to make you dance. We'll be outside the Van Wezel Performing Arts Hall with food, friends, and fun until the sun goes down. For more information, call this number or visit vanwezel.org and the Suncoast scene page at mysuncoast.com.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
I'm Linda Carson on Suncoast View. 4 important cancer screenings to discuss with your doctor, plus the top all-female improv group, Money Matters, and Tsunami in the Kitchen.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
Ever wish you could go back to the good old days, live in the country with a lot of space between you and your neighbors, but still have all the benefits of modern technology? ABC 7's Linda Carson takes us to such a place in our series, A Place We Call Home. Linda?
Well, Hidden River is exactly such a place. You pass through the gates and you feel like you have stepped back in time. This is a place we call home to people who love airplanes, nature, and really care about their neighbors. Let's take a tour. Hidden River is a gated community covering 1,000 acres. It borders the Myakka River and Myakka State Park.
When you pull into Hidden River, it's like pulling into your own sanctuary.
All the lots here are 5 acres, 5 to 10 acre lots. So people out here have horses, animals, cows.
Hidden River has its own landing strip. Most of the 85 homes have access to the runway, and you can keep your plane in a hangar in your yard. Roads are also taxiways for the planes and riding trails for horses.
You might be driving down the street, meet an airplane, horses are on the same street, people riding, or four-wheelers, and we all share the same streets. Of course, the airplanes have the right-of-way.
Stephen and his wife moved here 6 years ago. They wanted their kids to grow up in this country atmosphere.
They're not playing video games. They're not doing things much in the house. They want to be out, building a garden, riding their horses, riding the four-wheeler, fishing on the river.
And even if you don't live right on the river, there's a recreational area and a boat ramp open to everyone. And there's lots of wildlife.
Every wild animal in Florida is in here. We got deer and turkey, and I've seen a bobcat in here, and I never saw it. We had a panther go through one day.
Hidden River was established in 1968 by Frank Smith.
The place before it was an air park was a ranch, and the ranch is what had the runway. And the guy, last name was Smith, owned the ranch, and he wanted to build an air park out of it, and it's one of the first ones in Florida.
Residents know each other and have a strong bond.
This is a great place to call home, really, because we're a family of people who love aviation, horses, the river, and just good old-fashioned country life.
Since Hidden River is a gated community, the residents have to maintain the roads themselves. Not a problem. Several residents own their own big equipment that's needed to work on those roads. They make it a community work day. Everybody pitches in, and it's just like a big party. They can fix airplanes. They can build airplanes. They can do anything out there.
That's amazing. It is that combination of the modern conveniences, but the old country lifestyle.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Linda. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you back here at 11. And also join us at 7 for more live coverage from the RNC.